Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Summerfest VegfestUK Online Summerfest 2020. Here we are at 9 o'clock on the British summertime on the Saturday of the August the 15th. And a very warm welcome to you if you're listening and you're just joining us for this live session. And if you are listening again later, that's great. Very warm welcome to you. The session is being recorded and it will be available on Sunday afterwards and again for another 30 days. I'm hoping to be joined by my co-host Karin Ridgers very shortly. We're just having one or two technical issues.
Here she is.
Karin, just connecting. And Karin and I are going to be joined very shortly by our wonderful guest, Adamski, who's going to be coming on and joining us, talking to us shortly for a few minutes before we have our set. So Karin, you're now live with us. Nice to see you. Karin Ridgers, you're going to introduce our guest Adamski for us.
Oh yeah, hi, thank you everybody for watching VegFest UK Live Summerfest Online. Bit of a tongue twister, it's a late night. And how exciting is this? How lucky are we? We are getting to hang out with the wonderful, inspirational, legendary Adamski. Thank you for joining us, Adamski. How are you tonight?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm not too bad. And I know you're celebrating 30 years of one of the most iconic tracks ever that I've been thinking about as well, Killer. And I think you and I were in Ibiza at the same time. I heard, was it 1989 that you went?
Yeah, 88 was the first year I went, but just as a punter. And 89 was when I went to play in Amnesia, when it was open air. Were you there then?
Yes.
Yeah, it was so beautiful, wasn't it? I mean, people always bang on about the past and their youth and stuff, but it was such a magical time and inspiring, and it still inspires me to this day. The music that Alfredo played in that club and the whole atmosphere of that island and everything, feeling blessed.
There is just something so magical about Ibiza. And I think, you know, when we do VegFest in Brighton, I always feel like I'm getting a similar sort of vibe. But I really think I was in Amnesia the same time as you. Did you ever go to Coup, which I think changed?
Yeah, I went to Coup as well. Yeah. I mean, every night we used to go to Amnesia, Coup, Pasha, Angels in the morning, and Space opened that year. And it was only a couple of hundred people sitting around on beanbags and about 30 people on the dance floor. And then 2 years later, or 3 or something, it was like massive, like giant shopping mall of a club. And yeah, it changed. But I mean, I still love to go there. Unfortunately, obviously, I haven't been able to go this year. I wouldn't enjoy lying around on the beach with a mask on and stuff like that. It's like, I'll just wait till next year, or maybe it'll be the year after. Or Ibiza, according to Nostradamus, is the last place on Earth. It's the only place, when it's the end of the world, it's like the only safe place to be.
Is it? Gosh, how interesting.
Yeah, Google Nostradamus. That's what he said, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well,
there's some, yeah.
I still remember. Yeah, sorry.
No, I was just saying, I mean, there's so many weird, like, strange, interesting trivia about Ibiza. Well, it's not even trivia. I think it's actually quite profound stuff.
Very inspirational. And I remember Cafe Del Mar when it was just that lovely place where you watch the sunset.
Yeah.
And now again, it is just bonkers. But I went not so long ago, and what I fell in love with was how abundant veganism was in Ibiza.
What's that restaurant called in Santa Gertrudis?
Oh, I don't know.
What's that restaurant, Nana? Wild Beats.
Oh, yes.
It's a bit pricey, but the food is like amazing. Like amazing, amazing.
Oh,
I get kind of high eating that food because I haven't taken drugs for years and years and that sort of thing, which is synonymous with Ibiza. But I've been going there like straight for over 20 years, actually. I condensed my whole lifetime's worth of partying into about 8 years, and then been going there sober and straight. But eating that really amazing vegan food, I get this sort of feeling like I'm in a fairy tale and I'm all kind of being sort of cuddled by the universe. It's really a high, a spiritual high. And because I know that I'm not harming anything and nothing has been harmed, you know, I'm not complicit in the harming of anything. And not only that, it's just delicious food. And I like to eat, you know. Look, I look like Bubba Papa. I eat, you know. I eat a lot.
oh, now Adam, I know that being vegan has had such a big impact on your life. You kindly came along to our event, Plant Powered Expo, you know, just after the Veganuary this year. We were lucky because it was just before the lockdown, really. And you had a great time. You walked around, you spoke to lots of people, and you and I chatted. And I just thought, wow, you know, you really had, this has just had such a big impact on your life. And you are passionate about being vegan, which is so wonderful to see and hear.
Well, I had one raison d'etre, which was music, and now I have two. And I just, you know, if music's given me any sort of platform, I want to have a bit of a point to it, and I want to promote this way like next level way of living, you know. And that's gives me a sort of point, really, like a being, reason of being. I love being a vegan, and I really want, you know, when I went vegan, it wasn't so much about the animals, but now it's my realizing, because I didn't have that thing that everyone talks about, that cognitive connect thing, you know. I just didn't realize that I've been intensely brainwashed since I was a baby to think it's okay to eat bits of dead carcass of beautiful living beings. I mean, that sounds a bit of a cliche, and we all say that, but it's true. It's so true. My little doggy, why is there a hierarchy amongst animals, you know? And all these racist people going on about the Chinese eating bats and starting coronavirus. I mean, maybe they did, you know. This virus, it's scientifically proven, I think. All the viruses in the last few decades have all emanated out of meat markets. And if the Chinese eat bats, it doesn't. So what's the difference between eating a bat or a chicken or a quail or a mackerel? It's like a little living creature with a mind and a soul. I mean, I was chopping down the garden today with a chainsaw. It's my first time with a chainsaw. I felt super macho because it's not really, you know, I've always avoided getting my hands dirty or exerting myself in any way whatsoever, apart from maybe, you know, lugging a synthesizer across a field or something back in the day. But I was using this chainsaw and the spiders, and I thought, I'm not even, I don't know what a spider has in their mind. You know, they could be just as thoughtful and sensitive and imaginative and whatever as I am. How would I know? I'm not God to know so I'm hacking away at all these thorns and brambles and stuff to kind of tidy up the garden. And but then every time I saw a spider, I'd have to stop and go to a different area to give the spider a chance to like go away and make a web or something, whatever they do. But you know, when I was a kid, I was one of those kids that would put lighter fuel on ants and stuff. I had no respect for living things, but I really do now, and I want to kind of atone for the 50 years I spent scoffing death and terror, and, you know, kind of condoning the petrification of animals. It's vile. I think it's like barbaric, satanic, diabolical, awful, especially even in the 3 years that I've been vegan. All the major supermarkets have come out with their own vegan lines, like food, you know, we're in Vienna now for a few weeks. It's much better to be here with the garden and everything for this lockdown. And now we can't get back because we have to drive through France or Belgium, and so we can't come back. So whatever, we'll stay here. I'm just making acid house in the garden shed. It's all right. It's fun. And but in Vienna, like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, the first year that we were vegan and we came here, the food was disgusting, I have to say. We went in a restaurant and they did like fried avocado. It tasted like burning pubes or something. It was so disgusting. And then, and the cheeses and the sausages and the things, you know, the sort of replacement things to look like stuff from the old life. But this year, they have got their cheeses and stuff down pat, like amazing. All these like schnitzels, typical Viennese, you know, thing that whatever it was, a bashed up baby calf bashed to death with a baseball bat or something, whatever a schnitzel was. But these schnitzels and everything is amazing.
Adamski, we need hours and hours and hours with you. Just absolutely inspirational. And it's fantastic to hear your passion. I know you're going to make such a huge difference for veganism. And we're so lucky that you've joined us tonight on our VegFest
Set. Thank you for asking me. It's my pleasure, as always. But in my set, I'm playing a new version of Killer with Nina Hagen singing, who's the German queen of punk rock. She's been at it for nearly 50 years. And she's singing, and it's changed to Don't Kill Her, the Animals. And it's got samples of her 80s track, Don't Kill the Animals, with Lena Lovitch. And it was a Peter Petter like anthem for animal welfare, and that I've made that version of Killer about my animal, my friends in the animal kingdom.
Dancing and we look divine. You love bands when they're laying hard. You want more and you want it soul. Rebel, rebel, you torn your dress. Rebel, rebel, your face is a mess. Rebel, rebel, out of pain, no. Hot tramp, I love you so. Your face is a mess. You can't get enough of a test. You got your transmission and your life wire. You got your cue line and a handful of loops. You won. Be there when they out of the tubes. And I love your dress. You're a juvenile success. Because your face is a mess. So how could they know? I said how could they know? So what you wanna know? Calamity's child. Where you wanna go? What can I do for you? Looks like you've been there too. 'Cause you thought
24/7, 365. Every decade, every goddamn century. That's it. Name of the game. 24/7, 365. Every decade, every goddamn century.
I the gooch. Ooh, smelling good with a stank attitude. This the thirst quench your lips on the boots. Tell me how you trying to get all the goods with no juice. Diva, puffin' sativa, full grown, a bad bitch, a keeper. Dark skin, a savage, a reaper. This is my house, that's word to Latifah. Hit the double take, I've been great, it's still cakes. This problem ain't you, you been late. No phonies, no biters, no fakes. I'ma blow a kiss to these hoes, fuck a handshake. Shorty been the truth, it's me with the scoop. I'm a real thoroughbred, tick tick with the boom. All these scallywags and drags want the loot. Recognize a Don Dada when you hear one in the booth. See you the Don Dada, you the Don Dada. See you the Don Dada, you the Don Dada. See you the Don Dada, you the Don Dada. See you the Don Dada, you the Don Dada. Might have fucked your mans, I would never fuck you. Little kid and keep it cute, the alley cat is in a room. Trade around my way for and whip me off the stoop. Now he knocking off a Zoom, skinny zipping in a poop. Ooh, lifesaver, hey, what's your flavor? Got a taser that cut like the razor. This a kiss of death, a tongue you will savor. Moving so precise like they hands on Malaysia. Dripping any weather, you hoes far from clever. This a foot on vendetta, crunk pull the lever. Pick your rhyme schemes, they not mean, I've been better. Close softer than marshmallows and goose feathers. My spot can't fill my quota. Pop my shit from off the sofa. All you dick riders on my body like vultures. You did it for the clout, I did it for the culture. Get pipe, put the coolant to the plumber. Inches from an 8, that's worth the bucks gutter. Only say it once, your bad bitch never stutter. I don't play with little kids, little nigga, get your mother. Got no time for subs, got no time for wasting. Heard you got the virus, no time for tasting. Chillin' in my crock pot, more room for basting. Research a bad bitch if you don't know my reputation. Tryna run amok, tight pussy in the summer. Gotta keep it real so you never gotta wonder. Do it like Kim, jump off from a Hummer. Don't confuse me with no others cause I'm all about my numbers. Yeah, check, good God, stay wet, your shit be check. That's a fucking reject. We are not the same, you ain't fucking with my intellect. So your best bet is just to keep it on the internet. See you the Don Dada, you the Don Dada. See you the Don Dada, you the Don Dada. See you the Don Dada, you the Don Dada. See you the Don Dada, you the Don Dada. Don Diva lips got a t-shirt. Don Dada spit like the ether. So naughty, teenage Lolita. Once you meet her, you will try to keep her. Don Dada spit like the ether. Don Diva lips got a t-shirt. Overseas just get off the visa. Tryna freak her, you will gotta eat her.
So many angels, ancestors, and gods on whom to call. something in the stars. I got spiritual bars out here. I pray that I rise high, stay high, even when I fall. My only option, shining bright. I was born of purest light and darkest night, the most sweetest comfort and the vastest of unharnessed possibilities. Choose me, please, for only the highest of missions. Fix my vision to see crystal clear. Fix my fears for only the highest of missions. Fix my vision to see crystal clear. Fix my fears to never keep my heart. May I slay them with love from each day at a start. I am the sun, beaming brilliant in a black sky. I am a black sky.
good. And besides, all our sons and daughters already know how that feels. Doobie doobie doop doop doop. Doobie doobie doop doop doop.
A-C-I-D.
she won't bang, just let her bang. He said he bleeding with a stain. My bitch at the top of food chain. They local, I don't even know the name. I been fresh since a kid, ain't never played. I just picked up a back in Rotterdam. I'ma whip out the Mac and pop your brain. I do what I want and shout it can't. I do what I feel and shout it can't. I'm digging, shout it lane. And all of the bitches say they dig that. From Maine way to Spain. All I got is some chicken for the thoughts. I take off like a plane. And I'm gonna be super geek. Like a rocket man. Yeah, like a rocket man. Yeah. I'm a rocket man. On a private hunter, I'm a rocket launcher. It gotta be the bride or something. Hop up that man is stumbling. I stumble up on a meal. I stumble up on $1.5 million. I spent a fortune on double seals. If I tell you the numbers, you probably cry. If I tell you you're faking, you probably die. These days, if he say that he hit, then he probably lie. If you say you got wings and some fish, then you probably fry. Got my carrots out of Bunny Clyde. She let me back in like she never cried. She let me back in like I never lied. I look like a cat with 11 lives. I really kick shit, you can ask a fly. I'm steady chasing like I'm never tired. I'm living scary like 100 highs. Lil' mama sassy, I can butterflies. Yeah. I'm a rocket man. Yeah. So